Welcome, everyone, to episode number 66 of the Infinity and Beyond podcast presented by ThisKingdom.com. It's me, Roger, here in the United Kingdom, and we have got Abe there in sunny California. Hi there, Abe.
How's it going, everybody?
All right. You had a good week this week?
Yeah, it's been okay. How about yourself?
Yeah. Thing along with Halloween and half terms, and now winter fully kicks in today. So we have got lots and lots to talk about this week, including some new characters which are being released this week, including Ultron, Hulkbuster, Spot, and Darth Maul. We're also going to be discussing Apple TV, the PC launch, some new light effects things, and then we've got some questions from our community that we're going to be going through. I think we've got about 20 questions to go through. We've got quite a lot today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that's cool. So let's kick off straight off with the new characters. They are, and there's even going to be some power discs as well. They are going to be out on Tuesday in the US, out on Friday in the UK. So we're going to have Ultron and Hulk from Marvel. So those are the first kind of Marvel things we've got for 3.0. We've got Spot, and we've also got a set of power discs, and we've also got Darth Maul. So we're going to pick these up. I know I've got these on order to come later in the week. And Abe, you've been lucky enough to already have Darth Maul and Hulkbuster.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I was going to say, should people pick them up?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, those are really awesome figures. I mean, just the figures alone, not even playing them in the game, they're just incredible. But no, yeah, definitely Darth Maul is probably one of the coolest looking Star Wars figures. I mean, he is the only one with a dual blade. A dual lightsaber, and then Hulkbuster, it's Hulkbuster. It's awesome, and he plays amazing in the game. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to the Marvel ones because I'm looking forward to having another flyer other than Boba Fett for like toy box stuff. Plan is for me is to probably use the Hulkbuster and Ultron and Spot. I'm gonna probably do a little bit of toy box takeover with them at the first, just to kind of get used to them, but level them up a bit and kind of just play through a few hours of them. Darth Maul, my plan is I'm hoping that if we get this patch or whatever comes through, plan was to kind of go through the play sets to get all the coins for the Force Awakens stuff at some point. That's my kind of plan, but it might be pushed back a couple of weeks. So in that case, he'll join them in I'll just do some playset stuff because I think that's the cool thing of it. I feel like it's a really good opportunity to go back into those play sets and just play some of those missions and just do some of the battle stuff just to kind of have fun with it. And that's my sort of plan for it. Anything you thinking the same?
Well, definitely, depending on when the patch comes out, definitely the coins will be a good opportunity. But speaking of that patch, if we don't get a fix on that feat I need to be completing, I will be doing Rise all over again. So I will definitely have plenty to do with Darth Maul there. But either way, once we have the Force Awakens figures as well, they're going to be playable in the other, in Rise and in Twilight. So it's cool to replay them. It'll be fun.
I must admit, I've found that I've been playing those places a lot. I felt like I've been playing them a lot more than I did the Marvel ones at launch. I feel like I'm really playing those two a lot more. So we're kind of in this thing of we've got these new characters out this sort of week. So it's been nice to have some new figures to kind of mess about with. I'm really excited about Marvel because I'm a really big Marvel fan. So I think I've still been using like Iron Man and Spider-Man and stuff in some of the toy boxes, and I think for me, just not hardly having any Marvel content so far, I'm a bit like I want some more Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
But now looks pretty cool. Spot is also out. Now he's out. In some ways, he's out a couple of weeks earlier than maybe I would have expected because the movie comes out at Thanksgiving. And also you're going to have the set of power discs, which feature 4 ride-alongs. Now, I was lucky enough to pick a pack up last week. Now, I think these ones have been one of those things that lots of people have been able to pick them up at different stores because the stores don't seem to be keeping to their launch information on this. So I was able to pick those discs up. So you got Arlo, Butch, Nash, and Ramsey. And I'm sure we're going to get to know those characters very well. First impressions of those power discs, and you can see the gameplay footage up on the YouTube channel. They're huge. They you sit on Nash or on Butch, and they are huge ride line. You know, if you thought like the Tom Tom was big from they are 5-10 times the size of a character. Put little Vanellope on it, and she'll be lost on the back of it. I think it'll be the same with Spot because I think they're about the same size. But they are huge. They also do a little bit of talking as well, so there's a little bit of personality there. So it's not quite just literally just like you put them down like a horse and there's no characterization. So they were a lot better than I was expecting as mounts.
No, yeah, that's honestly you already tapped into my impression. Like, wow, they're enormous. They're really big. No, yeah, they're definitely going to be a cool addition. It's kind of weird with Infinity. You know, you have to draw a line as to what you would want as a character / figure, and what you would want as a character / mount. So I'm starting to see them draw that line. Clearly, you know, they've done it before, like with the Boo and with the the elephant mount, and then. You know, you have some other mounts that are characters in movies, so it kind of makes sense that they have to be selective. But yeah, those mounts are huge. They look cool. I love the fact that, you know, like you said, they do talk, but I also enjoy the fact that they have attacks and they're unique. And overall, yeah, they're just cool, very cool looking. And Spot's gonna be fun to play with. We did get to play with them a little bit, Travis and I, when we were at D23. And yeah, it's a cool, you know, new addition. And yeah, as far as leveling them up goes, I think I might just do a few races on Speedway.
I think I must admit, with the power discs, there's a couple of things that I think having 4 mounts in a packet, you know, it would have been in some ways you've kind of there's a lot more fun element to just having. You know, like the custody, like the Sky Dome and stuff. So they were a little bit samey because they're all very similar. I still got to admit, I still think there's a missed opportunity to do something more with Good Dinosaur. It just feels a little bit like, okay, here's a single character and some power discs. We weren't really too sure quite what to do with this, or we weren't, you know, and we don't seem to have any, you know, have a Sky Dome. We don't have a train. I mean, I would end up using the Marvel ones, the Dinosaur one from the ones that's the closest you're going to kind of get into Dinosaur this year. And it just feels like, well, why, you know, we should have had a Sky Dome. You know, I don't know. It just feels like it's a missed opportunity not to have more in it. And yeah, that's my kind of initial gut reaction. I just feel like there should have been a lot more.
Yeah, I agree. I was expecting a little Sky Dome, especially from the trailer where you see like all the light bugs in the night sky. I mean, that would have been kind of like a cool Sky Dome. But I don't know. I mean, it seems like I mean, I hope this is not the case, but it seems like they're sticking to just 4 power discs per franchise now, which is kind of a bummer because there's just so much you can include, especially, you know, even on the Star Wars side. There's just so much more. If we're just limiting it to 4, it's just it's a huge missed opportunity. So.
I mean, I'm quite happy if you got like, it's like, for example, like with the Twilight of the Republic pack, if those Skydome and terrain discs were just available in the toy box and they put 2 other weapons or a mount or some kind of vehicle in, I think that's in some ways it's a lot more fun for kids. And I think a Skydome is a little bit of a boring choice for them. Probably they're like, well, I'd rather have something they can play with than so I can understand the reason with the Good Dinosaur, but it just feels like Big Hero 6 and Frozen all over again, where I think when you look at something like Inside Out, I think that's what we're kind of hoping that we see on this platform, is whenever a new movie comes out, you get that tie-in game and all the figures that go with it. It's the same with Zootopia. I mean, we'll be having this exact same conversation next year for it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about Zootopia, because that's definitely one that I was hoping they would give us like a surprise playset, because that from the sneak peeks and the trailers that we've seen at D23 and you know online, it just looks like an awesome playset opportunity. But I don't know. We don't know, and it just doesn't seem likely. So
Well, I would think if we were getting a playset for them, they would have been the characters you'd have had in the playset pack, a male and a female. That's what you'd have been getting. Also, this week, Disney kind of put out this sort of tweet, sort of saying new figure party coming to Disney Infinity for Twitch. Yeah, and it kind of was maybe the slight miswording of Disney that kind of threw us all off. And the minute I saw it, was like, hold on, does that say new figures as in they're announcing new figures, or is that the figures that are out this week? I know I tweeted, and then I think I know Jason over at Inquirer, he pretty much called them out straight away and going, what's going on? And the questions on Twitter and Facebook were just boom, 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 boom. And slowly they kind of had to kind of get through, and we're like, it just was very, very poorly worded. If you're going to do that, maybe just put the heads of each 4 of the characters on the bottom or something, just to show what it was. But it was a very odd choice.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't think I think the wording was fine. I think it was just the lack of additional words. Like they could have said, new figure announcements or new figure launch party. You know what I mean? Like just an additional word would have just solved the whole situation. But yeah, like you said, everybody went straight to Facebook, Twitter, and even I did. I asked, and Allison clarified they're just celebrating the 4 launch figures. So, but it'll be cool. They'll be showing everybody online what they're like. So yeah, it's yeah, there it is. It also kind of like looks like the party kind of looks like the Toy Story text, and it's like, oh, some Toy Story announcement, like all these theories started to come from it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean they put out a few other tweets later on saying, oh, we're going to be playing a spot in with all the Twitch and stuff. I think it's like I said, I think you can see them. Maybe I think I can, from my view, they're probably in the office working it out, and they're looking at this, and it's very easy sometimes when you're so close to something, you kind of assume that everyone knows what's going on and maybe in with it. And that, you're invited new figure party. There's new figures out on the same, the day after. It makes sense, but it was just missing that. It just was that little bit of confusion, especially, people are expecting new figures to be constantly announced, and it's a shame. It's a shame because I think they kind of all the hype that they could have done with this show kind of went off on a trail straight away because of people. But it was kind of quite interesting to see how a lot of people instantly picked up going, hey, this is something isn't right here. This isn't quite, and you're going to get inundated with questions and stuff. But yeah, that was the one kind of thing that kind of, it's like I said, you happily have had a little Maul down here or a little Hulkbuster pop on there, and it would have been a very different story.
Yeah, absolutely. Clarification definitely was key, but no, it's cool either way. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that they're doing it. So
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Since they changed the time slot for the Twitch show, I can't watch it live anymore. So that's kind of meant that I have a tendency to, I've kind of missed it a little bit more. I think because when it was live, I used to sit there and be able to do it on a Friday evening. They changed the day, they changed the time. It just suddenly then, and I think as a lot of people, once they got the game in their hands, a lot of people are looking for new content rather than just existing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, viewership has definitely declined big time too. I mean, once launch happened, not that many people were back to it. I think, the Twitch live is definitely an awesome idea. I think it makes more sense, after the game and all the figures are out and you're about to, reveal the new game. I think it was genius idea up to the launch of 3.0, but right now, I mean, honestly, just being completely honest, I haven't seen a live Twitch feed since the game came out. I think I watched the Comic-Con presentation, but that doesn't really count because they were showing us new stuff. So but power to them. I mean, they do some cool things, and I will rewatch Toy Box TV, but as far as the Twitch live streams, I haven't really seen one since.
No, I think it's like, I mean, it's like everything. I mean, all kind of, no, I mean, we found it as well here. You know, there's that excitement when new stuff's coming and everyone wants to know about it once it's out in the shops and people have got hold of it. Yeah, it's like, do you watch someone streaming it, or you can actually play it? And I think that's always kind of the case, really, with it. But no, it looks pretty cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to these characters. Been quite nice to have those power discs, last week and kind of being able to play. I'm looking forward to seeing them with Scrub Bot. But then again, there's very few reasons why usually I use a mount. It's something I don't tend to use too much in the toy box. But I've also been playing through a lot of people's toy boxes the last week or so. I've kind of, it's really odd because this year I found with the game, I think I've been so intrigued with the play sets and the expansion games. I didn't really play too many toy boxes. So the last week or so I've been getting back in and doing some toy boxes. And there's some really different changes to how people are doing, the cameras and the speech and the go do this, go do that. It's been a real impressive amount of work going into some of these toy boxes.
Yeah, I've ever since my glitch, I've been kind of hand shy of doing anything that involves downloading or going online. I'm waiting for that patch, but once that happens, I'll be playing some toy boxes myself. Plus, I've heard, including yourself, a lot of people, excluding the diehard toy box builders, are kind of a little hesitant to work on some because of the text tool. And some toys not working, or some of the boxes just filling up really fast, not putting too much down. So I don't know, hopefully once the patch comes out, we'll get to experience some amazing toy boxes full force, and actually play online. So
yeah, I mean, I've actually spent the last 3 nights. I started a new Jedi Challenge toy box, so I've been building that. It's been a lot of fun because I've had a few weeks sort of where I've been playing Speedway and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And like I said, I've got this problem with text. I can't add text properly, so I am attempting tonight. I'm going to be trying to share it to the cloud, and then I'm going to attempt trying to do it on my iPad to add text. And I actually there was a toy box that I created back in September, like Super Wreck-It Ralph World or something, and I must have submitted it on my PlayStation about 4 or 5 times, never appeared. So I've actually tried submitting it from the cloud off my iPad to see if it's something, and I'm wondering if it's to do with this Disney account thing of the text of just things just not coming through. I don't know quite what it is, but I've attempted that on the iPad because I'm wondering, because obviously if I do this Jedi challenge, I'm going to try and submit it both ways to make sure I try and get it in, because of what's happened with previous toy boxes. But yeah, the no text thing, if I go in, I can do the text on one thing once I try and do it a second time, it doesn't let me do it. It's really odd little bug. So I'm tending to build toy boxes, which at the minute, this one I'm currently building, I'm trying to avoid too much text, just because it's just that I can't do. But also I've been playing some toy boxes this week, and I don't know if people are getting a little bit too carried away with too much text, because I'm just like, I just like read this, like I just want to play. I don't read. That's my. But I've always had that with some of these toy boxes. I feel sometimes there's too much text because they're trying to. I don't. It's like it's one thing having a story, but then sometimes it's just like I think it gets a little bit too carried away, and you're spending like 5 minutes trawling through menus of texts, and you're just like, well, I just want to run around and kill stuff.
Yeah.
That's my own little thing of when I'm playing toy box. I've noticed this week, I'm just like, it gets a little bit frustrating when you do it. But I was playing this one toy box, I can't remember the name of it, and it was a Halloween one, and they had this tower, and they had all these things moving around it. It was like a 3-part toy box, and the video will be up. And you got to go all the way up to the top of the tower, and you got the cloud coming up underneath, and the spline tools are making boxes and objects moving. Literally, I was completely blown away with the level of detail that had gone into this toy. It was like you just wouldn't have ever imagined you could have done that in previous games. It totally it just looked really impressive. I just remember playing it going, wow, this is really, really well done. So I've had that quite a few times this week where I've gone, this is, there's been like, wow, I'm really impressed with that, and you kind of want to get into the nuts and bolts to see how they did it.
Well, yeah, I'll be definitely tuning in to see that one.
Okay. Other big news of the week. Apple TV has launched in the US and also in Europe. It was out, I think, on October the 30th. So you got this new box. It's basically it's a new version of an iPad, basically on your TV. You've got lots of new apps. Disney Infinity 3.0 is going to be on there. They are going to have a special version that comes with a controller and the Twilight set, but it's not out yet. And they've put out a demo of the Yelvin space mission, and you can use a new Siri, or not Siri, the new controller, which kind of the remote that you've got, and you can kind of turn it. It's a bit like a Wii remote or the PlayStation Move, where you can move it around. Reports have been that it's fun to use with the controller, but they've put the demo up that's available right now if you have got an Apple TV.
Yeah, I believe the demo is the trench run. So, obviously, if you haven't done it before and you want to try it out on the Apple TV, definitely give it a shot. And I've heard some good reviews from some of our members. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was sort of thinking, because I was looking at the Apple TV and going, well, should I pick one up anyway? Because I'm sure there's going to be some Disney and Star Wars games and stuff that I want to play on it. And sometimes I can play in Marvel Conquest of Champions on my iPad. It'd be quite cool to have it on the controller on the big screen. And then I was just kind of thinking, well, am I actually going to use it or not? But then I was thinking, well, why isn't just the normal apps that you've got on your iOS and stuff, why don't they just work on this new one? But apparently there's quite a small limit on how big the files can be. Can only be a few hundred megabytes, and so they're gonna have to stream stuff in. So I don't know how it's gonna work with this one, but it's Apple TV is going to be an interesting box to look forward, see what happens with it.
Yeah, I mean, I have my own Apple TV already. Don't plan on buying a new one, so yeah, have fun, people.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think Apple have got a really good opportunity to get into people's. I think they want to get this game because obviously people are playing them on their iPads and iPhones, but they haven't got that experience of being on the TV yet.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I love the fact that they're trying to get the game through different formats, different platforms, and it's great. But I'm still going to stick to a console because consoles are for gaming. And Apple TV is just that. It's for TV. You watch programs. So I'm hoping that, gaming works well on it. I just don't think the machine is designed for gaming. Which is my concern. But if it turns out to be awesome, and then shame on me for talking down on it. But I'm not really talking down on it. I'm just my opinion, to be honest with you, is just if I want a gaming device, I'm going to stick to an actual gaming device. I mean, my phone's cool for little games here and there, but it doesn't give me the ultimate and premium gaming experience that my console does. So. Great that Apple TV will offer this to those who get their Apple TV, and maybe they're not console gamers, and gives them the opportunity to play Infinity. So it's cool.
Yeah. I think part of me thought, well, why don't they just put the Apple version of the iOS app 3.0 on it and just run with that straight off the bat? Let's get it out there. But I can understand maybe they're trying to think, well, maybe if Apple TV kicks off, we can get them to buy the figures and they can do the play sets and they can make more money out of them. But then, this is, I don't know whether or not this Apple TV thing, because I haven't seen any adverts on TV. It's it has a potential to be, could it be as big as the Wii and get a lot of casual people into it? And I'm wondering if they haven't got the word out of what this thing is yet. Maybe the Apple people have, Apple have got this thing at the beginning where they know that they've got their own set of fans that will just buy anything that's got an Apple logo on it, regardless of what it is, and that will get them through the initial launch, and then they can sort of get the word out afterwards. But yeah, it's I think is it Apple TV version 4 or something? I don't think people maybe are aware of what this thing does differently to the one you've already got.
Yeah, that's the point. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if it's totally worth me upgrading. You know what I mean? I already get the minimal use that I use it for out of it anyway. So I just don't think I feel or I have the need to upgrade. For those who don't have an Apple TV, maybe it might be good for them. But yeah, I don't know. hopefully it turns out to be a success.
Yeah, I mean, we use our PS4 for like Netflix and renting movies, etc. The PSN store. So the idea of using the Apple is just like, I can't. I'm like, well, I already do all this somewhere else, and I don't buy digital movies. I'm not at that point yet. I'm still kind of like, no, I'm going to buy a Blu-ray because I don't know. It's just one of those things of I've actually just rarely buy movies anymore because they're on so much. But it's going to be interesting. I think it's got an opportunity with this. I think when the new actual pack comes out, I am very tempted with the Apple TV to see how it works.
I mean, to give you an idea of like what our primary use for the Apple TV is, we use it to stream whatever is on our device, like on our computer or on our iPhones. Like, let's say we want to just watch it immediately on our screen, we can do that. It also gives us the HBO Go app, which not a lot of systems have, and like that's the way we were able to watch Game of Thrones because we don't have HBO or all those things. Like for those who don't have like a huge like amount of cable channels or don't even have TV because they just stream. So it has certain apps that you can use. I love using it for streaming trailers. Like Apple TV was the one where I saw the Star Wars trailer like 20 additional times. It's a cool device. It's a great backup. Like ever since I got the PS4, just the whole layout of Netflix on PS4 like outdoes everybody else. But before I got the PS4, the Apple TV was the Netflix machine. So I don't know, it just depends on your needs and what you have at home. So
yeah,
it's a cool device.
Also, Disney Infinity 3.0 is on PC. It's available now. You can download. Completely free. You can download on Windows and also on Steam. You can find it on the Steam store and Windows store, and you can even find it on Disney Infinity's own site. It's pretty much the whole version. It's not just the small iOS version. You're going to have access to the play sets. You can play demos of those play sets. You can also buy additional figures, power discs, and also those play sets in bundles. Or if you've got the web code from the physical property, you can go in. I know some toy box builders like using it but again, it's the same thing with PC stuff. It's all down to how good your PC is. Of whether or not I found with 1.0 and 2.0 on my laptop, it struggled with playing them. So I'm going to be honest, I haven't bothered trying 3.0 because I just couldn't do anything with it in 2.0. However, I am planning on picking up, contemplating either a Steam machine or a new laptop after Christmas when I got some monies. So that's my current plan. So yeah, so PC's out. I know a lot of people like it. Again, it's another format.
Yeah, I agree with you. You need a good machine. When I had 1.0, my computer wasn't up to par. I was playing the strobe effect at Disney Infinity, so it was like it was like just moving slowly. But then, and I got to try like 2.0 at the what do you call the 24-hour gaming event, the Extra Life event or whatever. Yeah, that was cool. But again, it's just back to what I said. If you have a gaming device like a console, then it's totally worth it. When I used to be a PC gamer, I probably would have been into it, but there's no point for me.
No, I mean, I think that's the thing. PC gaming at the moment is huge, so it makes sense for them to be on there. And most big console games are on PC now. I know, especially like a lot of the gaming companies like GameStop and Game are going to be launching on their little Steam areas next month. So there's been a real big push towards PC gaming. So it makes sense for Disney to be on there. And I think in general, you find most console games are on PC as well. It's just. It feels like like I said, they've put Infinity on every single device possible.
I'm sorry, I just had a silly thought because when you said GameStop's opening up their Steam areas, I keep thinking like they're opening up a spa. They're gonna have like a steam room and a sauna. It's like, play your games and then go into our Steam area. No, but yeah, you're right. Like the Steam machine is gonna be interesting. I'm interested to see. I mean, are we getting like a hybrid like computer? Oh, because technically consoles are like little computers, but
yeah,
like, are we gonna get like a really like true hybrid of what a PC and a console is? So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm really tempted because I kind of want to play the Marvel Heroes 2016 and maybe even like some of the Knights of the Old Republic, the new like thing. So kind of there's some games on there that I know that I can't. On my current laptop, I tried installing Marvel Heroes. And it was like, and it was like you said, it was like,
Yeah,
it was like, yeah, this is not going to work. Yeah. And this harks back to when I was a PC gamer, 15, 20 years ago when I was at college studying computing. And I just remember, you just could never keep up with the technology. And that's why I always love consoles, because I buy a PlayStation 4, I know every single game will work on it. And it's the one thing with PC gaming which always puts me off is that constant, you need this, you need that. Do you have to check your specs? Does it work? Does it need this? So the Steam Machine is something that I'm kind of interested in as an alternative, as a new console, because I'm looking at the minute like there's 0 point in me getting an Xbox One because PS4 has pretty much everything on it. I'm not interested in Halo, so that's fine. The Wii U, I'm more. It's just like it's overpriced for what it is now. I feel you got the NX coming out. It just feels like Nintendo really missed the opportunity not to. I'm looking online for a week because I think I've got some Christmas money coming in, so I'm looking around at Apple TV, Steam Machine, Wii U, kind of thinking of buying a new piece of equipment, and it's like the Wii U is like it's nearly the same price as a PS4 now with the or an Xbox One, and it's dead. It's going in over a year's time. I can't really. I know there's lots of games on I want to play, but I can't do that when it feels like it's on its end row.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's still a fun machine, but yeah, I rather wait and see what they have in store because next is supposed to be a hybrid like a portable console, so it's gonna be interesting. But anyways,
yes.
that'll be something to talk about when it comes. So
yes, right. Also, some other news for Disney Infinity. The Light FX figures are set to be launched in the UK. Smith's Toys have put up their first pre-order for us. Same price as the normal figures, $12.99 on their store. It's kind of interesting to see. There's no release date for them. Is like I said, it's just got that little sticker on the front saying "light ups on the base." So I think that pretty much answers your question. That it does it light up without it? So thanks to Vote the Villains for sending me a message about that one because I wouldn't have seen it because I've totally forgot to look for them.
Well, I was also wondering to see if there's a way of getting them to light up without the base. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to have them displayed that way, but I don't know. It could be just like the Skylanders version where you can only get them to glow with the base. But one thing I was going to say is I don't think Disney has given us really an official release date because one of our members, Spencer, did mention that they disappeared from the Best Buy site. I don't know if they brought them back, but it did originally say December 1st. Now they're nowhere to be found. So I don't know what's going on, whether they're being withheld or they're backdated or something's going on. But I hope to get an official word on when they're released because I mean, you would think it'd be before the holidays because I'm sure there'd be a nice little a hot ticket item to buy. Or maybe they got removed from the site just hopefully maybe to improve the packaging because a sticker, I don't know.
I think in some ways, if they're set to go for the beginning of December, too late. They're out there ready. They must be pretty much hitting stores. I'm wondering whether or not they're going to wait till they get this initial batch of figures released and then do a quick PR push just for these light up figures because they're not going to want to distract too much from the Force Awakens in another 6 weeks.
Well, the question is, we haven't seen them on display yet. I haven't seen the live streams. I've seen the Toy Box TV episodes. I still haven't seen them show them in action. So I'm just wondering, hopefully they'll come out and say something about them. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Hopefully it is before the holidays, though, because like I said, it'll be some interesting items to sell.
I still think as a wave 4 of variants, it's kind of it would make sense because they're kind of a month between the new figures this week and just before Force Awakens. It's it's quite in the UK. Looks like they're going to be retailer exclusives because Smith said they're exclusive there. I'm kind of glad that they are doing that retailer exclusive here as well, because I have a feeling that if they went out everywhere, they would just flood the shops. Looking at the supermarkets at the minute, they're full of figures. They don't really need another 6 figures duplicates taking up space of other characters. That's my view on it.
Well, you heard my view. I don't like it only because of laziness and shipping costs. That's basically it. But just the fact that you have to go to different stores. I mean, I guess it gives you the whole hunt aspect of it, but I don't know. Whatever. It's cool. Regardless of the fact, it's cool that they're offering these options. It is Star Wars. They're lightsabers. The key word there is light, so it's kind of cool for us to see it light up. So I don't know if I will be picking them all up. I know I definitely will be picking up Darth Vader because he is my favorite, and I don't know, it just depends on how great the glow is. According to what we've heard, they glow beautifully. Like they're like, as far as what I've seen with light core figures and Skylanders, apparently it's night and day. So
yeah, I'm just checking there because I heard reports that Amazon in France have them all up. So I'm just checking here now. Trying to see if I can see the light effects sticker. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how they're doing this. I don't. Oh yeah, here we go. So Amazon in France have got the light up Darth Vader. So I'm going to bring up the screen there so we can see what I'm looking at. Sometimes for me, it's actually not too much cheaper to actually just buy from France. So yeah, so you can see here the light up figure France for Obi-Wan Kenobi for Darth Vader. So there we go. So that's the Darth Vader package in there. It's pretty much identical. It's just got the sticker on it. So that this has got a date of the 18th of December for Darth Vader in France. So there we go. There's look at him there. L'espada, ilumina. La espada laser se ilumina suya base. There you go. Yeah, you kind of Spanished it up there.
well, that's because French and Italian has a little bit of a Latin mix in there, so it's kind of Spanish.
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
And okay, so here we got so yeah, it doesn't look like in there Amazon have got all of so there's Yoda, and he's out there again on December 18th. So there we go. There's Yoda.
Light ethics.
Yes. So yeah, it might just be not necessarily means all. And there's Anakin. Yeah, so Amazon has definitely got all of them. Ooh, PS4.
Oh, hello.
Hello. And there's Luke Skywalker as well. Let's just check him. I'm guessing it's going to be the same date. And there's Kanan as well. So it definitely doesn't look like it's applying to. So actually, for me, it might be if I was to get all of them at once, it's probably easy just to do this. But yeah, so there we can see Luke again, 18th of December. Kanan. Yep, same date. It's very late in the game if that's what they're doing. They pretty much lost the whole. They've lost the. They've essentially lost the Christmas season. Which is
the 3.0 console bundle. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen that one out over here yet. But no, that's interesting to see that we actually got. That France is obviously doing something different. But I'm kind of, if they are retailer exclusive, I'm probably more likely just to pick them up when I walk past the store to try and, because they're not urgent for me. I'm not in the mood where I feel like I have to pick them up instantly. I am wondering if they're going to do and I'm also wondering if the UK, if we're going to have a lot less, so they might sell out quicker. And I'm kind of tempted. Should I buy them? Did I not? I don't know.
I'm kind of tempted to grab, one at whatever retailer and put it down on the display base and see how they light up.
Yeah.
Just to see how good it is. Because if it's not that great, then what's the point?
Yeah.
So.
No, that's cool. Right. Okay. So let's just check. Yep. So there's all of our sort of subjects for the week. So now we're going to move on to some questions that we put out on our Facebook group and on Twitter, etc. Because there was not really a major subject for this week. So let's bring up some of the questions. Right. Okay. I think I've got about 20. Oh, carry on.
Before you bring it up, the patch.
Yes, I thought we did that one.
Oh, I was going to ask you, though. I had a question about it. When do you think we will be seeing the patch? I guess we can start that as one of our first questions.
Yeah, right. Well, they said sometime in November, so I'm thinking November 30th.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I see. I was a little bit more generous. I chose November 22nd. So, but yeah, I don't know. I hope we get to see it soon. But anyways, okay, carry on.
I do wonder if
that was my curiosity.
Yeah, see, on one hand, it's like figure if they put, we know they've announced those 4 characters from Star Wars Force Awakens. If we were able to get if they put it out patch and we see those characters unlocked on our screens with, maybe we can go through the play sets and get the little coins. It's a good selling point because people will start seeing them in their game and see them on their menus and stuff. So a few weeks before going, hey, guess what's coming? So I think that's not necessarily a bad idea. But yeah, I'm not expecting one. I don't know. They said November. They've already missed the October and September since the game launched in August. So, I don't know. Maybe I just feel like it doesn't necessarily mean it's the beginning of November.
And I also, thanks to one of our members, Spencer, he mentioned that he asked JV if the patch would include anything with Speedway. And according to him, it's not going to be in this patch. However, it could be in a future patch, which kind of makes me feel like, hey, we might get some more Speedway stuff. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what goes on with that. Right, okay, let's jump back into the questions. As Bill particularly wanted me to do special effects. Here we go.
Okay. Oh yeah, Bill wanted the special effects.
He wanted me to have special effects. So yes, I did actually spend half an hour yesterday making up all these nice slides with.
Move your mouse to the bottom so it won't show up. There you go.
Right. Okay. So Garrett asked this one on our Facebook. On the YouTube channel. So I literally just threw this one on. He wanted to know, how do you change her lightsaber? This is to do with Ahsoka. And I think that's pretty much just you have to buy the skills on her skill tree. I think you unlock more options within her skill tree. Is that right?
I'm just kind of confused with the question. Like when she means like when Garrett says change the lightsaber, does he mean like the attacks?
Yeah.
Because the attacks, it's clearly just the skill tree. I mean, you level up every time you level, you have new points, and you can go on the skill tree and change it. So that thing of unlocking it. It was months ago, so I don't really remember too well with her. But I think it was literally just skill tree, and you can unlock extra options, etc. Okay, so Alvin asked, do y'all think classic single characters like Mary Poppins will be released as figures, Alvin? Are you going or am I going?
You can go on that one. We'll take it in turns, and you answer.
I mean, I'll give you the general answer, and I'll give you the personal answer. The general answer is, infinite possibilities. But my answer is, I hope so, because are we going to see them like predominantly featured in something big, like a play set or something like that? Probably not. Maybe in an expansion game but like classic characters like Mary Poppins, that would be really cool. It just gives you a new variety. But to be honest with you, I would more likely want to see classic figures from the animated classics, like Snow White or Robin Hood, or from the classics before I see Mary Poppins, to be honest with you, even though I think she would be an amazing figure. But that's just my take. What do you think, Roger?
Right, Mary Poppins, for me, instantly is them developing the new movie. We'll get a Mary Poppins when the movie comes out. That's my gut reaction. We'll have a new animated version, a sort of cross-hybrid version of her, because it'll be Disney-ified. But it might be a few years away when that new movie gets released, because it'll be a good toy box only character.
You think that the new movie is going to be animated? Is that what you said?
No. They'll just do like a you know how
Oh, a Disney Infinity-fied figure.
yeah, Disney
Got it.
Infinity-fied, yeah.
Gotcha.
As far as classic figures, I think we are going to see classic figures in every single way, in every single version of the game. Look at Mulan, Peter Pan, you know, Maleficent. I think, or Tinkerbell. You're always going to have a few toy box only characters chucked in on the side just to keep Disney people happy. I think that's just part of the standard routine for them.
Yep.
Yep, that's that one.
Excellent.
When will Bill Simmons be back on the podcast? By Ty. It depends if he's normally he's asleep because I think he's on a different time zone to us.
Yeah, and no offense, Bill, but you complain about being an old man and you fall asleep before I do. So if you're able to stay up, which is at the same time as Travis would stay up to do our podcast, which is around 2 a.m. for him, then maybe. But
Yes.
it's up to Bill.
He's got to get out of bed. We're here.
Yeah, he needs to let us know. But it'd be cool. It was cool to have him when he came and he visited out here for the summit in D23. So who knows? If we have something special or something that can cater in another viewpoint, we'd be happy to have him back. So
right. Okay, let's go on to our next question. Right. How do you get the magic bands and cruise band unlocks? Okay, I'm going to pass up now to Abe.
Okay, I think this question was asked, and it was asked accidentally by Bill, because it's a no-brainer on how to get them. The answer is in the question. How do you get the unlocks from a magic band and the cruise band? Is clearly you got them from the magic band and the cruise band. You just set it down on your base. But I believe the question is, what are the unlocks? And as far as the cruise, the Oceaneer band, as it's called, it unlocks a vehicle, which is the ocean, the cruise ship, the ocean liner, which is a really cool vehicle. It leaves like little streaks of water behind, and the horn is obviously a cruise liner horn. But it also unlocks little townspeople, mainly the Fab Five, but they're in like their cruise outfits. They're wearing the sailor stripes and the hats. And there's a few toys in there. I don't remember correctly.
I think you get the interior. There's some interior items.
That's right.
As well. Yes.
Some of the interiors as well to theme the interiors. As far as the magic band unlock, the magic band just unlocks the not just unlocks. This is a really cool unlock. It gives us the partner statue. And it's basically Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse that you see at Disneyland or the Magic Kingdom. And what's cool is in the hub, it actually gets placed in front of the castle as well. So it's a very cool unlock. I believe there's also another unlock with the Alani Resort band, and that just unlocks some toy boxes that are specifically. Well, actually, all of them unlocks toy boxes that are specifically for that said theme.
I was going to say it adds like special menu specifically for that band, and there's toy boxes in there that are only accessible through those bands. I think this is their way of, they've managed to work out ways of locking certain content. So on the Disney Cruise Lines, they can put special toy boxes specifically for them, and that people can play it on the ships, but also means that you can play them when you get home. The same with the Magic Band. I think they're setting up that station in the Star Wars in the docking bay with special toy boxes. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're locked to this specific Magic Band or to just the normal Magic Band as a way of getting it to park people only, rather than having another Magic Band for it. But that's a possibility. But yeah. And also, it gives you these different options. It's kind of quite cool. I like this. I know some people aren't too keen on it, but it actually works from a fundamental point for Disney to have an area, and they can kind of use this exclusive term quite loose because it's just a toy box. It doesn't mean you're losing anything.
Yeah, and just finish this one off. Magic Bands, they're basically to use in the Walt Disney Resort it gives you access to your fast passes, your hotel key, your payment method. And as far as picking them up goes, they're a lot easier than they used to be. You can either go on a vacation or you can buy them at the Disney store. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, they've really. I was just going to add, they literally can buy them on DisneyStore.com. There's loads to choose from. There's always new designs, so you don't have to go on holiday. You can buy them on eBay, but now you can buy them officially through Disney Store. It's made it a lot easier. A lot of people collect them. They're really popular collectible items. They've even added a new area where you can sort of design them all up and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of our Patreon partners, Magic Fan Collectors. You can tell you all about them.
Yes. MagicFanCollectors.com.
As far as the Oceaneer band for the cruise liner, now this is a little bit harder to get. We've been noticed they're kind of expensive on eBay too because they're not that available. But the little guys, the little kids get them when they're in on a cruise. So you can either go on eBay or you can go on a cruise and take the little guy with you. You can get a band. And obviously, Alani Resort it's similar. You just get one when you go stay at that resort as well. So
but the Alani one doesn't unlock anything extra. It's just literally
just toy boxes.
Yeah. They're just they're planning on rolling out these magic bands to a few other places. So you're going to see a lot more of it. But yep, okay. So let's now move on to one of our other questions. Okay, here we go. Christian asked, do you download the PC version? And well, we've kind of answered this already, but I'm not until I get my new PC.
I won't. Period. Yeah. I have no need for it. I mean, I have the PS4, so.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go screen. Actually, bring that one up for some reason.
Yeah, we lost special effects.
We lost the special effects. There we go.
Oh, they're gone again.
Where are they gone? That's because I came back. Well, there we go. Right. Okay, so this is a big one, right, from Alvin.
Ooh.
When it comes to it's a little bit like trying to squeeze it all in. When it comes to the power discs this year, are you picking them up right away or getting them when they go on sale or when you have the extra bucks to pick up a pack since you don't have to hunt for particular discs anymore? Me personally, I haven't got any 3.0 discs yet. Might wait until they go on discount or when more discs come out. Okay, so do you want to go on that one?
Sure, I'll answer it for both of us. Roger, he doesn't have a need for them, but he's going to pick them up anyways because we do our reporting. I will probably pick them up when they go up because I do like the power discs. I know Roger likes them too, but again, no need for them. Yeah, I want to pick them up because I like the extra stuff. I like to like he already got the dinosaurs. I really want them. So
yeah, it was quite funny. My wife, I picked up the pack of discs last week, and my wife said, she goes, "Are they a lot better this year or something?" And I said, I'm loving the fact I've got a lot less to buy this year. I've not been buying the blind bags, so therefore I've been buying I've brought so many less. But also I haven't had to buy them, trade them, sell them. It has made life so much easier. Power discs this year, it's a breeze. I'm loving the change. I really have. And also I think they're cheaper. I think for me they worked out cheaper this year because not only I'm not buying doubles, the pack of I got the good dinosaur ones for £6. Well, I was buying them at £4 a pack of 2. Before, so that was £8. So I'm actually saving. I was going to be able to buy them cheaper at launch this time. So it's costing me 50p a disc less. And also, like I said, I just love the fact I haven't got any duplicates to try and sell or that whole process. It's just made life so much cooler. I do buy them at launch as soon as I can. I like picking them up because I'm a collector and I want to have them, and we also do the videos and stuff. But the price of them this year, I'm more inclined to pick them up straight away. As far as discounts, I don't really know how much. If they get discounted much more, they're not. It just seems a lot cheaper this year.
Yeah, definitely. I have seen them a little bit cheaper than the sell price. It's just a
We
lot
never
easier.
yeah. Well, I don't think we ever got the 25-cent kind of discounts that you guys got. I don't think they never seemed to last in stores long enough. I think there was too many kids opening them up in the store. I never really saw that huge amount of discounts we got here in the UK. So it actually got quite hard to get some of the series. I could go in Asda and pick up the Marvel ones, but the Disney sets, they didn't seem to be a lot in there last year. But then we only had those two. No, I much prefer them, but I buy them straight at launch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Let's jump back into the next question. Alvin again. Do you get all the figures of a particular playset before you finish the playset, or do you go back and replay the playset with all the figures once you get them? So I'll go first on this one. I pretty much get all the figures anyway, but for example, like Star Wars, the Rise of the Empire, I only had Luke and Leia for the first month, and I went for the entire playset with just those two characters. I can quite happily play for an entire playset with just with a couple of characters. I don't necessarily swap them too much. It's just so that's kind of, but I will go back and replay them, like I said, with like Darth Maul. That gives me an incentive to go back and play them again.
Yeah, I end up getting them all before I play. But at this round, it wasn't really a big deal. Like for example, I don't have Boba Fett, and I don't really feel like I have the need to have him just to play. But that's the only one, honestly. I'm a completionist. I like to have the figures before I even play, anyways. So sometimes I'll mess around with the figures on a toy box, or obviously this year in the hub before I even played the playset. So it's cool. I like to have them before, and just to check out the figure and display them, and obviously we like to do little things for you guys, try to give you the content as soon as possible. So some unboxing videos and some gameplay videos. So yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've used Chewie and Han very much since I brought them. Actually, I was just trying to think back then, because I don't know if I jumped straight into play. But yeah, I'm quite happy. It's like if you're on a budget, I would always just say, if you can't afford every figure, don't worry about it. Just get the playset packs.
Yeah.
You can. It's like Inside Out, and I'm probably more so with them. I would literally, if you're imming out, just buy the playset pack. Don't even bother with the other 3 characters, because it's just not needed.
Except Fear, because I noticed Fear is like the one that I use all the time.
Yeah, he's Sonic the Hedgehog for this one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. As far as Han goes, I feel like Han was more popular for me to use after I beat the playset, because he has the Minoc Hunter ability, and he has the blaster, so it's easier to aim and shoot and to find them. So, but yeah,
I suppose for me, I'm not a completist. I never really, the whole concept of hunting down 100 of those things, and I always remember things like Assassin's Creed and Batman when you did all the Riddler trophies or all the feathers. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't worry about unlocking feats and trophies and stuff. I just enjoy it. If I get them along the way, I get them along the way.
Some unlock toys.
Yes, I do. I know. It's a lot more different this year. Right. Okay. Next question is, Bill, will Abe eat his entire bag of 711 hot dog potato chips? So it's not that.
Oh my God.
Know what.
I can't believe you actually even put this out.
Well, do you know what? Because I was actually up there going, well, what are 711 hot dog potato chips like?
Okay, here, I'll explain. Sorry, Travis, he's going to get mad. But it's an inside joke. When we went to the summit in D23, we basically hung out, and Travis had this giant bag of, that's 7-Eleven actually, not 7-Eleven.
All right, okay, sorry.
Yeah, he had a
non-American.
He had this bag of 7-Eleven hot dog flavored potato chips, and so we give him a lot of. We tease him for it, but
hot dogs have flavor.
The potato chips are supposed to taste like a hot dog, which is interesting.
Hot dogs don't taste of anything, so
but but for so will I eat an entire bag? No. They taste just like mustard. They don't taste like hot dogs at all, and
Okay.
I wouldn't go for it. But how about you, Roger? Will you keep your hair neat for each podcast? Because
Yeah.
your hair's been kind of crazy lately. So
it all depends on how many days it is from when I last shaved my head. That's pretty much it. But I do get some, Mr. Shine polish every now and again.
and then the last one was what would you do for a Klondike bar? By the way, this
I have no idea what that is.
Okay,
Is
so
that a chocolate bar or?
no, it's a chocolate ice cream bar.
All right.
There's a commercial out here that basically their motto is what would you do for a Klondike bar, and then they do some silly things for it. But I do want to say, to answer that question, I'm going to answer with an answer for our previous question from Ty, which is, when will Bill be back on the podcast? Thanks to this question, probably never. But anyways, let's move on to the next question.
I just thought it would be a bit of fun. Right.
It was silly.
So Travis asked, do people want Travis to join in? And we all said no. That was basically
That is why Travis is not here today, even though he asked me earlier today, so are you guys going to want me? I was like, oh, dude, I didn't even know you were seriously asking. I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too.
So, sorry, Travis, for not joining us. Plus, he's a little upset with the whole the Mets lost the World Series to Kansas City. So,
I thought didn't the Cubs win the series? I remember seeing that about 30 years ago.
No, yeah, that was back when they had powered laces and flying cars. Yeah, no, it did not happen, unfortunately.
I'm gonna be honest. I've seen all this stuff on Facebook, and I'm literally, it's gone right over my head. I haven't got a clue what it all is. So no, again, non-American doesn't have a clue what's going on with that.
Hey, they got Google in the UK. Use it.
Yeah, but we only play sports where we play against other countries. I think that's the difference.
I know, but you can Google what these things are. Right. I mean, yeah. Anyways, keep going.
We have rounders anyway, right? Yeah. Okay, so back on track. When deciding what figures to buy, what is your higher priority, the physical figure or the in-game benefits? From Matthew. So, Abe.
It's a good question. As far as, see, I don't even think it has to do with physical figure. In all honesty, I think it has to do with the likability of the actual character. Like, for example, even before they even showed that we were getting Darth Vader or what his figure looked like, I knew I wanted him. So I obviously wasn't going to care what he looked like. Because of the way his character is on film, I know that some of his abilities might relate. So obviously that's another trait that I would choose over what the figure looks like. But ultimately, it's about character. I mean, I don't think I found a single figure that I didn't really like the way it looked, and I didn't buy it, aside from the crystals, because they were just, obviously, just the same sculpt, except it was clear. But no, I think both aspects are great. I do think ever since 1.0, I mean, we do see that game content, whatever figure does in the game, we're going to enjoy either way. Unfortunately, those 1.0 figures suffer from in-game benefits moving on to 2.0 and 3.0. So if I were to be a new gamer and jumping into Disney Infinity, the in-game benefits are definitely going to be crucial. And I would probably go with 3.0 characters over 2.0 or 1.0 because of that. Except for Marvel, because apparently the playset will even that out. So,
but anyways, I was going to say the Marvel characters are quite even. I don't feel quite so bad with them in 3.0.
Well, it's just the special ability goes per se. Like you have a special, you have a finisher. It's going to be a little, slightly different, but ultimately, I mean, if you're looking at in-game benefits and you're brand new to the game, that's probably my decision. My decision would be based on the newer characters, but yeah, that's my take on it. I mean, what do you think, Roger?
Well, actually, there's a thing of one of the things I always loved with the first game, with the characters from the first one, was each character unlocked an adventure and it unlocked a certain number of toys. Like Wreck-It Ralph unlocks like 6 toys. He unlocks a skydome, he unlocks a vehicle, he unlocks a building. I always loved that. I always felt that was something that was really cool with those figures, that they unlocked particular content that you could only get if you had those figures. And I don't like the changeover to 2.0 and 3.0 where all we get is a townsperson, the portrait. I always preferred what we got in 1.0. So from that point of view, they actually offer more value, some of the 1.0 characters, because of those extra toys. However, as Abe said, they don't have those good abilities. For figure wise, I tend to get them all anyway. I tend to pick them up anyway, so they don't have too much of an impact on the characters. But I think in gameplay does have would have a massive impact on me. I think what we've been saying, like the Inside Out characters, if I was on a budget, I probably wouldn't have recommended picking up like Sadness or Disgust, because there's not really any benefit to doing that. So if you had a choice of 5 characters, I think that in-game playing wise would make a lot more feeling to me than the figure. To me, hasn't got a huge effect on me because I don't tend to put them out on display, so that doesn't matter as much for me. Actually, the in-game is a lot more important.
Yeah, and picking back off of what you said as far as the 1.0 goes, you know, we used to have the little character vaults that you can unlock certain toys just with them alone. There's another point to that. If you're new to the game and you're picking up 1.0, obviously you're going to want to pick up only 1.0 figures. So that would make a lot of sense because 2.0 and 3.0 will not work on 1.0. So yeah, you just got to keep those things in mind. But yeah. Anyways, that's cool.
Okay, right. Let's go on to our next question. Okay. So, right. This is from Twitter. I can't actually pronounce that one. Since Disney owns the Muppets, would we like to see some Muppet figures and playsets? And the answer is yes.
Arcio Noe, or no, Noe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Muppets, absolutely. I love the new TV series. They just recently announced they were extending the show to a full season so far, so that's a great sign. Disney has a lot of faith in it. I was able to work on the show as well, and I love it. So I would love to see a Kermit or a Fozzie Bear, or just a Swedish Chef running around on a playset. That would be amazing. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what's 4.0, what we have in store with 4.0. So
I think it's like at this precise minute with the way they move it, pushing the characters, it doesn't look like they're pushing them for kids. They're very much kind of nostalgia point of view with them. The new TV show, I've seen a couple of episodes that only started last week in the UK. So I've only seen like the first 2 episodes. It's funny. There's some bits to it. The more I see of the TV show, the less I'm thinking of a playset. Though it would make sense because they've got such a huge quantity of figures. They could bring out 5-6 Muppet characters, but also you could bring out. It makes sense because there's the amount of characters they've got. I think they're holding off until maybe a few years down the line, maybe see if the Muppets get a little bit more popular, see how the TV show goes. Because once the Star Wars and the Marvel stuff comes in, it would make sense to bring them in to the fold. I could easily see a Kermit or a Miss Piggy or a Gonzo character just popping up as a Toybox character at any given point. I could quite easily see that. But playset, I'm not sure.
Yeah, playset. I mean, yeah, maybe it might be a wishful thinking, but even though the show is definitely more aimed for adults, they can always change up the story. They can always write something new and make it kid friendly or whatnot. But Toy Box is definitely a little bit far. I mean, I'm sorry. A playset is a little bit far fetched and wishful thinking, which would be amazing. But maybe some Toy Box characters. I agree. I think a Miss Piggy and a Kermit the Frog would be kind of cool. So
I think there's a thing of. I think I could see a playset work really well. They've got enough characters. They've got enough story and stuff. But they're probably going to be looking at will the figures in the playset sell, and in a few years' time when they've got lots more choices and stuff, it would make sense. I would never say no. but I don't know at the minute. It's like it would have been really cool to have a Kermit figure out now with the movie or the TV show kind of kicking off. You know, that would have been kind of, and every year maybe add a new Muppet figure, kind of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. I guess maybe hopefully with 4.0 they have this whole platform thing nailed down. So
yeah,
we'll see.
No, that's cool. Right. Okay, let's go on to questions. Okay. So the next question, same person would love to know if there are any plans to allow playsets from previous versions in 3.0 and beyond.
If there's any plans to allow playsets from... as far as we know, there are no plans. This question has come up time and time with JV, and he does keep bringing up the fact that they're always talking about it to see, and their answer is always if it makes sense. If it makes sense, they will. But I don't know. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm after like 2 years of asking for 1.0 playset on the next gen consoles. I have heard that kind of response a few times. Kind of means a bit less to me each time I hear it. I think because I've got used to it. That's the one. What I would love to see is, 2.0 is available on the PS4 and the Xbox One. So I can feel like I can play that. My problem was when I moved on to PS4, as I traded in my Xbox or my PlayStation 3. I wish I hadn't, because if I'd known Kingdom Hearts remixes were, I would have not done that. But yeah, it would have. I would love to see those play sets as available. If they can just put 1.0 out just as the play sets alone on next gen, it would be a good way of working around it. I can't see them ever going down the line of putting all of because now we've got 6, 11, we've got 14 play sets and 6 expansion games. Now if they try to they can't bring that out on a single disc for 4.0 and 5.0. When then we finally got one big platform where everything is online, I could see that would work perfectly. But I think while we're still stuck in physical forms with things like Wii U's and stuff, we can't do that. I think I'd love to see it. I would love to see one big platform where every play set and everything works perfectly. But I think logistically it's not possible while we're not online.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's just unfortunate because there's a lot of classics that we want to keep playing. You want to play them all in your same system, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and I think it's a really hard one. I think it's the same thing with any kind of games. How often do you go back and play old games? And I think this one, I think there's that concept of putting that playset down and you playing it again. But for me as a gamer, I tend to, once I get the new versions, I don't tend to go back. If you've got like the new Batman game out this summer, I don't tend to go back and play the old game after I've played the new one. All right, you got the new Assassin's Creed game coming out this year. Well, I wouldn't play that and then go back and play Assassin's Creed 2. I don't do it, and I don't think a lot of people tend to do that. They tend to always want the new one. It's a bit like if you're playing Lego Dimensions, you're not going to go back and play Lego Pirates of the Caribbean this straight away. I think a lot of people just jump forward. I think with Infinity it makes sense because it makes less sense because it feels like the same game. I really feel sometimes when you're in that toy box, you're playing the same game. I think that's the real difference.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, it would be cool to have the option, but do I see it happening anytime soon? Probably not.
No. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Chris, what do you and Abe attribute to your on chemistry? I completely screwed that one up.
Hey, let me read this for you.
Yeah, you read that.
What do you and Abe attribute your on-air chemistry to? I listen to many podcasts, and you guys always come off funny, knowledgeable, and to the point. First of all, thank you, Chris. That's really nice of you to say that. And secondly, it's all me. It has nothing to do with Roger. I'm the best. He's tolerable. No, I'm just playing. Honestly, I honestly think it's just ever since we first started doing it, just out of a conversation, it just clicked. It made sense, and it's cool because we both have like, you know, we both have a love for this game, but we both have completely different viewpoints. You know, he has more of a artistic side to the game and enjoys that aspect. I'm more of a multiplayer and you know, role playing game type of player. Even though he plays those as well, but we just have different viewpoints, and it's also cool to have a different viewpoint, you know, from a different continent. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he has the UK aspect of it, you know, the Europe aspect to it. I have the American, the North America aspect to it. So it's kind of cool, and it's silly. I guess we just have a lot of fun. That's where the chemistry comes from. So
yeah, I kind of think because we, you know, it's like when we did this show the first time, we never knew, you know, we'd never, you know, we've not met. It was just this thing of you bounce off each other, and that's how it works. You know, we're friends now because of this, because we're talking. It's just natural. It just, and that's, you know, I think that's the easiest way. I think as far as like points of view and stuff, and you know, I think me obviously being British, we have a different sense of talking about things, a different way. You know, we're maybe a little bit more blunt, a little bit more, you know, we quite find sometimes, you know, I'm watching like, you know, I watch American TV and American, yeah, and sometimes all the gloss and all the rest of it, we see right through that, you know, all this kind of, it actually annoys, you know, I watch things like, I was on holiday watching Fox News and we're literally just like cringing at how sugary coatedness it was on the top, because like we don't do that. We're straight to the point. And that helps.
To add to that, we cringed with any Fox News here as well. So, just so you know about that. But, no, yeah, it's just cool. I mean, it's fun. It's, dude, what is it? 66 episodes. Even though I think you did the first, the first 3 or 4 on your own, until I jumped on and said, Roger, let me help you. Please let me help you. No, I'm just playing. It was just something that I wanted to take part in and help out, and it was cool. It's been fun.
So no, big thank you to Chris for thing. It's nice to hear that kind of thing as well, because it's like the thing about being funny. Well, that's just the way we are. We can't. That's just the way it works out.
Oh, and shout out to Max, because I know Chris and Max. Max is his son. Right. Yeah, they listen to our podcast on the way to school, so it's cool.
Excellent. Oh, I'll go to school. That's cool. Right. Okay. So, what do you guys think would be the best choice for playset from an already existing Disney property from Ty Martin?
What do you guys think would be the best choice for a playset from an already existing Disney property? Do you got one, or do you want me to answer?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm gonna probably throw, if I had to pick a existing property that hasn't been done yet, I'm probably going to be pretty safe and say The Lion King. I think it definitely kind of jumps out as being the one a lot of people ask for. It's one of my favorite animated movies. It's kind of quite funny because I think it came out a little later. I was about 14, 15 when it came out. I was kind of out of the Disney sort of TV movie or the movie zone, but that one pulled me back in because it was so good and the music's amazing. I love, you know, the stage show and the overall you can listen to the soundtrack on its own because it's that good. The characters work really well. You've got the new Lion Guard animated show coming out, so it's going to be reissuing it to a new generation. But I think that one there would work. The characters are there. I think they just have to work out. I think the problem is with that one there is they've got to work out a way of getting the characters to work with objects long term in the toy box before they can do anything with it, because up until then they can't, you know, I don't want a load of power discs as mounts, you know, that doesn't, you know, like what I think almost we need to get to is like, you know, if there's like a hacking station, they've got the skill of him, you know, like Simba literally going onto 2 legs and using his paws or something on it. They need to, or on ledges, they need to get the animation right for everything to work properly before they do it, because I don't think they want to go down the mount route on that yet.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I'll try to keep mine brief, but I honestly have 4 different answers to this. Well, the first one, unfortunately, it's already a missed opportunity, but it's the place that we were all asking for when we found out we were getting Aladdin and Jasmine in 2.0. But I just think that, you know, Aladdin would have been an awesome playset If anybody who's played the old Aladdin games on Sega, or even Nazir's Revenge, PlayStation, and or even Kingdom Hearts. I mean, there's so much you can do with that. You know, you can be in the Cave of Wonders from the desert to the palace, and that would have been cool. So if they ever had a chance to do Aladdin, it would be great. My second answer is definitely The Little Mermaid, because you would be introducing that underwater effect, and then you can also introduce some part of the playset where you come out of the water, or the point where she no longer has fins, she has legs. So it'd be kind of a cool little take on the whole thing. And my final two answers are kind of like a combined, and it promotes learning and it promotes knowledge. And one Bill Simmons would appreciate, and it has nothing to do with animated classics, but it has to do with a Disney movie. It's called National Treasure. And I do like the fact that they're kind of like treasure hunters, but they're also like historians. So you're following, events in history that kind of lead to another take. Right. So it's kind of like a treasure quest.
I have a very little quick thing. Right. So saw National Treasure. I was in Washington, D.C. I had to get, I said, I want to go in and see the Declaration of Independence because I'd seen it in National, because I literally said to someone, me and an Aussie, we were like, should we go in there? It was in that movie. Yeah. It's like, how, like, so it's like, yeah, they did, it's like you walk in there, oh yeah, that was when they dropped in. It's like the actual benefit, all the Americans are talking, like for us, no, it's been in National Treasure, and I'm not making it up, because for us, it was just like, we'd hear everyone talking about it, but it's like, oh, that was, oh, I always think of that when I think of when we went in, literally only went into that building because of National Treasure.
That's funny. That's so silly. And the other one I was going to say, which I'm sure a lot of people would love, I just don't know if a playset would work, because honestly, you would only have one figure. I mean, you could introduce another, but Indiana Jones. And the reason why I would say Indiana Jones is because you can do so many, puzzles to, take you through whatever temple you're in, or whatever treasure hunt you're on. And again, it adds kind of learning. You can make it archaeological and add some history to it. But I don't know. Those would be kind of cool ideas, in my opinion, for play sets. But as far as classics, Roger took definitely The Lion King from me as well, because I love The Lion King. It's definitely my favorite animated film, and that would be cool too. But those would be my choices.
Just picking on your Aladdin one, it would have been cool to have like a 2D platformer like the Inside Out one.
Oh yeah,
maybe if they had like Abu and like Jafar and Genie as extra characters, it would have been kind of quite cool. But yeah, so Indiana Jones, I think that's more if they're working on their new movie. I could easily see something later down the line in a few years' time. I think Indiana Jones is probably going to hold tight to their chest depending on what they want to do. It depends what they're doing with the franchise.
The cool thing about Indiana Jones, though, is I feel like they can do something similar to what they did with Star Wars, and they can go back to the original films and tell the stories real quick, and then give us a new one. But
yeah,
I don't know. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. Those are our thoughts.
I think once we get like this, I think going forward in 4.0 and stuff, we're going to have a slightly different thing with, they're not going to have to go back and re-hit the Star Wars. We're going to have the new movies, but I think we're only going to see one Star Wars playset a year and a few new figures. And I think Marvel will be that kind of similar thing. So they're going to start wanting to go back into their archives a little bit more. I think I wouldn't surprise me if each year if we got a classic playset, because people keep asking. I think it wouldn't surprise me if each year we saw something like that, where they go back and do something classical rather than just doing. I mean, this year I would have quite happily would have said, Inside Out, Good Dinosaur, Zootopia, Force Awakens, and First Avenger. That would have been my 5 picks for playsets. I wouldn't have. If you'd said to me 6 months ago, I never would have said Twilight of the Republic and Rise of the Empire. That was how I would have looked at the movie slate and said that's what I would have done this year. But they went back and did stuff.
And piggyback off of that, with Battlegrounds, it kind of gives you an idea of what they can possibly do. I mean, they could possibly give us playsets that aren't even themed to a specific movie. It could just be a franchise as a whole. Like, they can actually do a story with all the characters in Star Wars, something new. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Hopefully it'll be great.
All right, let's see if we got any more left as we get close to it. Do you know anything about the Force Awakens characters coins in the playsets by Kyle? I know you asked this question on Twitter.
Yeah,
Lead off with that one.
I asked JV, and he asked them if they will spread out the coins in the previous playsets, and he said absolutely they will be. So we're assuming that when we get this patch at 11:59 p.m. on November 30th, that they will be included, hopefully. But that's what we're our sarcasm, because we don't know when we're gonna get this patch, but we're hoping to get it soon. But anyways, yeah, you will definitely find the Force Awakens coins in the current playsets, and vice versa. In the Force Awakens, we will also get the classic Star Wars character coins as well.
Yeah. Right. Well, that pretty much wraps up all the questions that we got asked this week. Big thank you to everyone that asked them. I had a really good feedback to that one. If you have got questions, feel free to always, pop them on. If you're on an Infinity and Beyond group, just if you see the latest episode, just put your question below, and I'll add it onto it. Or if you're on Twitter, send it here, and I'll make a note of it, because it's always good to have sort of feedback and stuff, things, because we need to come up with some concepts for the next few weeks to talk about. Because it's kind of, I think we're gonna got this thing with this year is we're gonna have waves, because unlike last year where we had literally, like, this time last year we were done. We only had like three more characters to go and 2 power discs, and we were done for the year. We still got 2 play sets. We don't know what is coming out afterwards, what they're gonna do. Oh, they're gonna have a longer life cycle. We don't know. So it's kind of interesting this year to kind of see what we're gonna do. But should be interesting.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks for the questions, guys. I think we should probably answer questions every episode, as long as you guys ask us. Smart.
Yeah. What socks have we got on?
Yeah, smart, and definitely questions that'll give those who are watching or listening something valid or interesting that'll help them with their gaming. So
yes.
None of this potato chips. Yeah,
and in a couple of weeks' time, we're probably going to do a little bit of discussion, I expect, about Battlefront, just to kind of mix things up a little bit when that game comes out. But yeah, it should be good. Just before we head off, just want to give a big shout out to Patreons. Ethan at Magic Band Collectors and Sword Apps.com. Really appreciate all the support he gives us. Also to James at the Infinity Museum. Big thank you to him, and also to other ones. I think it's Cody and Alvin. So big thank you to all of our patrons. Really makes a big difference. We can start. We're looking at sort of different content and different bits of equipment and stuff to kind of improve what we're doing.
Sí, gracias.
See glasses, yes. So big thing. And if you haven't already done so, remember to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you're on iTunes or Stitcher or listening to us on RS on the podcast version, again, you can subscribe and sort of keep up with all our latest podcasts there. If you're on Twitter, check us out at Diz Kingdom. You can find us on our Facebook group, Infinity and Beyond, on our Facebook page, and just check us out at DizKingdom.com. And I think that pretty much wraps up. So big thank you to Abe this week for joining us once again.
Yeah, thanks everybody, and please on the comments below, give us suggestions on what hairstyle you like Roger to have in the next episode.
Yeah, I'll specifically grow it for you by then. Just give me a heads up.
Hopefully.
if I need a big afro, I'm gonna need a while to get going. Unfortunately, it'll only be on the sides, so there'll be nothing in the middle.
You should randomly do an episode where you're wearing a wig. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to find one. There we go. I'm looking around the charity shops.
All right.
All I'll end up with is a big afro perm.
There you go. Nice.
Anyway, guys,
thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, and we shall see you guys in another video.
Later.
Laters.